We are live on Facebook now. So those of you on those of you on YouTube, we are live. Okay, go ahead and invite our friends. Tell them we are live on Facebook too. All right. Thank you so much. People have already started signing in. So today, there's a tape going on out there about Nnamdi Kanu, and in the tape it shows him with a lady. I know a lot of people thought that was his girl, that was another lady, like maybe a side chick or a prostitute or something else. But they later found out that that tape was his wife actually, and a lot of people became disappointed. For me, I'll just tell you that for me there was no reason. There was no reason for that. There was no reason for that tape. I think that was his private life. There was really no reason why someone should put out that tape. You know, a lot of couples do. I was discussing with one of my friends and who sent it to me. He said, "Hey Chidi, look at Nnamdi Kanu. A tape. Give me 1 second." He said, "Chidi, look at the tape of Nnamdi Kanu." And I said, "So what?" On the bed. So I said, "So what?" With his wife, doing what married couples do, you know. And he didn't know much. We just had a very big discussion, but it was obvious that a lot of people the person who sent out that tape really wanted to mess Nnamdi Kanu up. Let me state categorically clear that excuse me, I admire Nnamdi Kanu very much. I don't agree with all his methods, okay, especially the part where he picks on certain people of certain tribes or religious beliefs and just begins to attack them. That for me is hate speech. You know, it's okay for you to be angry with people. It's okay for you to look back in history and be disappointed or frustrated at how people have treated your people, our people. I'm an Igbo man. I don't make excuses for that. I'm unapologetic about that. If you know me very well, I always say I'm 100% Konk Okoro man. But I'm also a Nigerian who believes in the Nigerian project, but thinks that the way it's going on, the way it was structured to fail from the beginning. And I think that there is reason to just shut down Nigeria and start all over again. That's who I am. So having said that, I told you I don't believe in all of Kano's method, but I am inspired by some of the things that he has done. I am I'm very impressed with how he has carried on with his revolution and how he has spoken consistently about the evils that go on in Nigeria and in the Nigeria policy. Well, you don't really have any big. If you watch that video, you'll be like, so what's the big deal about the video? So it showed him and his wife. He was lying down on the bed. The wife gets up, goes and adjusts the video, comes back, lies down on the bed with him. So what? I think whoever released that video is too cheap. Okay, he that everyone should be angry with. Okay, it's just like you rushing into my bedroom where I am sleeping, you know, naked with my wife, taking a picture and then going to post it there. What are you trying to prove? Are you not an adult? Don't you know what married people do when they lock the door inside? So now you're showing you actually made the man, you actually proved that the man is a human being. So if people never thought that he was a human being, now they know that he's a human being. Now they know what you actually, what the person actually ended up saying with that video is that a normal Kanu is a normal human being. So he has that that he has proven that he is he is he has proven that he's a normal human being. So all of the things that he was able to do, his agitation, his confrontation, and everything that Kanu has been able to do, he's just done it from his position as a normal citizen. So if a normal human being who also has a wife, who does stupid and foolish things that married people do, can come out and challenge the government, what it means is that you too, every human being, everybody, every youth in Nigeria can do exactly what Kanu did. Okay? Someone says on YouTube that Chidi, you're contradicting yourself. I want you to expand a little bit more on what you mean when you say that I'm contradicting myself. Life issues. He said you started by saying that he should not do the video. Now you're supporting the video. I am not supporting the video. Please let me explain. I am not supporting Kanu. I don't have any business. You don't have any business telling a married man what to do inside his bedroom with his wife. That is do you understand what it means by private? That is their privacy. If you keep a camera in the bedroom of every married couple, you are going to see worse things than what you saw. And let me tell you something. Let me confess something to you. With my wife, we do all kinds of stupid things. If I'm holding my phone and my wife runs into the room naked, I'll be like, they say, no, baby, please. You know how social media, don't take it. Did you take any picture? Delete it now. We don't want to joke with it. That is me and my wife. But you don't have any right at all to come and tell a married man who has legally married his wife, a woman who has legally done her obligations to her husband legally. You don't have any business to tell them what to do inside their bedroom. You are the one that is crazy. You are the one that needs to get your head checked by parading a video. And let me tell you what I think. I think that video they may have collected it when they took some things out of his house. I'm actually suspecting that it's the Nigerian military that may have released that video. And if they did it, then that is the lowest level of professionalism. In fact, that is no professionalism at all. If they released that video if they leaked it from his hard drive, from the things that they carted away from his house when they did that snake operation, Python dance. If that's where they got that information, that is very terrible. You don't do that. Concentrate on whatever you think the young man has done, but going this route is very rubbish. Let me say that. It's very rubbish. You don't do that. It's not good. It's very bad. Don't do it. So that is very rubbish. That is the kind of English that is good for what they did. Prince Kayode Osunsami, you are right of your opinion, and Kanu is right of his opinion. I'll be right of my opinion. Yes, my brother. You see, I want to see Nigeria get to a point where I will come out and speak my mind, say what I think about an issue, and somebody else will come and have an alternative opinion to my own opinion. But they are within their rights, and I respect them, and I keep quiet and hear them talk. And another person comes with a different opinion from another geographical region of Nigeria, and they speak, and everybody listens to each other. That is when we would have matured politically. That's when we will be ready to take back our country. That's why we started the Take It Back movement. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a Nigeria where people know their rights, where people are not afraid to speak up their mind. That is the area where I love Nnamdi Kanu, because he started before he started this Biafra struggle. Go and check his antecedents. Go and check his history. He was in UK. He was carrying the Nigerian flag and protesting against the evil that was happening in Nigeria. It was a radical, an activist like the rest of us, doing what all of us do in the diaspora. And then the further he went before he finally settled with the Biafra struggle. So if there were so many Nigerians like that, look at what happened where is this place now where they deposed their leader, the lady started. Look at what happened. Look at what is happening in Sudan. Yes, look at what is happening there. When a lady started that movement and now they've toppled the government, that's what you want to see in Nigeria. That's where we're getting to. And let me take this opportunity. There are three things I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the dangers of abusing social media. Then I want to talk about this unfortunate tribalistic tendencies that we see in Nigeria. And then I forgot the third thing. I'll remember it when I finish talking about these two. So first of all, let me talk about social media. If you have not realized it by now, maybe this Kanu's video would have made you realize how dangerous the technology that we have at our disposal right now is. Please, for God's sake, be very careful with how you use technology. Be very careful about how you use social media. Technology is right now literally on our fingertips. There is absolutely nothing that you cannot do with your cell phone right now. Everything you can do just by the clicking of an app on your cell phone. So be very, very careful. As much as you're downloading all these free apps and using them, I want you to know that a lot of what you're doing is being stored without your permission. It's being stored automatically. Most of us, including myself, including a lot of people I know, have apps on their phone that records phone calls automatically. Okay? It says it's really not encouraging, Sha, from Kanu. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. We have apps right now that record conversations. Immediately someone calls you on the phone, it kicks in and begins to record the conversation that you're having with somebody. There's thousands of apps right now that are doing it. Some phones already have that going on. Did you know that the Samsung television and LG and some other flat screen TVs that you have in your house, that there's a camera there on that TV? You don't see it, but it records what is going on in your house, and it can be monitored from another part of the world. Somewhere in the world, they are monitoring what is happening. So if you and your wife are watching that TV and you're walking in front of that TV naked, you don't even know that there's a camera that is transmitting what is going on in front of that TV back to a station somewhere. A lot of people don't know this. Go and Google it. There was an article, there was something, an expose on the internet about this, and the company said yes, they did it because of some games on the TV. What they really mean is that they are not monitoring. No, that's a lie. They are monitoring you. This is not fake. Do the research by yourself. So be careful what you do these days. Those of you that something happens on your computer and somebody says, oh, can we take control of your computer and fix it? I always say, no, don't. I did it a couple of times in the past, but from experience, until once they do that, until you're able to reconfigure your system, they can log in to your computer remotely, or that one chance that you gave them to have access to your computer, they can tunnel into the deepest part of your hard drive and take information, just duplicate that information and use it later against you, or use it for their own ulterior motive. So be careful when you allow people to remotely control your computer system. It doesn't matter what they want to fix for you. When you record some things with your phone and you just record it and you delete it and you think it is deleted, a lot of times the settings on your phone goes to your gallery file, goes to your photos file, which is domiciled at domiciled at Google. You have that thing stored in Google. You may have deleted it on your phone, but it is captured right there in Google. Those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know it's the truth. Those of you who know how to access those files, those folders, you know that it is there. Those pictures that you downloaded on Facebook, on YouTube, on certain sites that you go and hide and watch. Husbands do that without their wife's consent. Wives do that without your husband's consent, and you think that, oh, because you deleted it is deleted. Some of it are not deleted, it is stored, and somebody can go and retrieve them down the road. So be very, very careful. One of my guys will say, I don't like what I don't hate, and I don't hate what I don't like. So why would you be liking something that you should hate? I'm telling you today, don't joke with it. You see how Nnamdi Kanu did this. This is a husband and wife just playing. That's all there is in that video. That's all they are doing. But see what it has now resulted in. You see, it's not painted him in a bad light, because not everybody has. Once people don't like you, once they see anything against you, they filter it through. They look at it through another filter, and you cannot control how people judge your actions. Shegun Ojo, you said, how can a man parading himself as a leader do that? What did he do? How can a man parading himself as a leader lie down on the bed with his wife? How can a man parading himself as a leader watch his wife wearing bikini, or record himself and his wife? I record myself and my wife not doing that, but doing so many other things. We always put videos around the house. It was fun. Sometimes when you buy a phone, you just record some things. You goof around. In fact, you and your wife should be playing games with each other, having fun. What they call it, role acting, doing some goofing around. It sustains your marriage. It's not when two of you just come into the bedroom, you just keep your face. Oh, yeah, you go the other side, you do, let's do, you come, you go and clean. No, that's not how it's done. They were having a chit chat. Listen to the video. Nothing, I'm telling you. Like I said before, I may not agree with Kanu 100%, but what he has done in that video is nothing wrong. Even recording the video was not wrong. It's just him not being extra careful, and that's why I'm doing this video. I'm not doing this video to highlight on what he actually did, but I'm doing this video as a warning to you to be careful about what you're doing in your private life. You may not be able to control it anymore. It may not just be on your phone. It could be something. In fact, some of you who use iPhone, when you record these things, it goes into iCloud. I remember that time when there was an issue between the man of God, the apostle, and the lady here in Toronto. And while they took her phone and they smashed her phone and they removed they tried to do something to her phone, all of the things that happened in her phone were already in iCloud, and she just went there and downloaded everything. So be careful what you do on your phone. You may lose that phone. You may think it's wiped out. You may, what do they call it? You may restart the phone. You may, whatever you want to do with the phone, but that thing is always there. It's usually not destroyed. Let me take another question. Somebody said, I thought you were listening that Kanu's biz is not anybody's. Okay. But why will they video? Why will they video it? It's too bad. Why will they video it? It's husband and wife now. Where is the rules and regulation for what husband and wife do inside the room when they are together? My wife does what she wants. My body belongs to my wife. My wife does what she wants to do with my body. My wife, you need to pay me to give you this lecture. I need to do this lecture, teach married people. Your wife's body belongs to you. Your bodies belong to each other. You sometimes a wife requests something from the husband just for her pleasure, and the husband responds to that just to please the wife. And sometimes some things that wives do inside the bedroom, they don't do it because they like it. They do it because they want to please their husbands. That's the funny thing about marriage. Marriage is not for small boys. Marriage is for men. For men. Yeah, that's why it's not anyway, there's something I wanted to do. I just forgot about it. But it is for men. It's not for boys. If you're not ready for the thing that comes with marriage, you shouldn't be married. Kanu did not do anything absolutely wrong in that video. I'm telling you, even if the video had shown him naked with his wife, the only thing that he did, which he will now look, I'm sure he looks back now, he regrets, is how husbands and wife, a lot of them buy toys that they use to please each other. Sometimes they think their sex life is boring. They do things to spice it. The wife dresses in a certain way. Don't you goof around? Sometimes the husband will just come in wearing a knicker and behaving like a schoolboy, and the wife is laughing. I make my wife laugh anytime, anyhow I want. 1K says the question is in most minds is, why did they publish the tape? What did they hope to achieve? That's the stupidity about it. Whoever published the video, let me tell you what that video has done. That video has attracted more sympathy to Kanu, because people will say that he's not human, he's not compassionate. That video shows his compassionate side. It shows him as an ordinary human being. He was actually teasing the wife. He actually said some things that were very tough. He was direct. Sometimes he was a very bit hard on the woman. He told the woman some things and the woman reacted. I was analyzing it with my wife and we're saying, oh no, Kanu didn't do well here. Why would he talk to the girl like this? But he was being himself. And that actually showed a part of him that was real. It shows the real part of him. So whoever shared that video, if they thought that he was supposed to bring Kanu down, it actually that video actually showed the compassionate and the human side of Kanu. That he's not the kind of person that goes around with a knife and butchering people and doing whatever. Shegun Ojo says, I understand, but as a responsible, they shouldn't have videoed themselves. Let's be I'm not going to dwell on this, Shegun Ojo, because when you talk about responsibility, what is the rules of the game when a wife and a husband enter their own bedroom or maybe a hotel room that they paid for and they lock the door? What is the rules of the game? Where does responsibility come? So if you saw a man making love to the wife and he starts screaming and shouting like a dog, you say, no, how can this man be shouting like this? He's not responsible. Why is he making all those kind of noises? Look at this responsible man. So, or if you saw a pastor, if they showed you a pastor in his bedroom making love to the wife, you say, oh my God, our pastor. Hey, how can our pastor be doing this to the wife? This is not, you should be, you think the pastor will first of all do this one, sign of the cross, and sprinkle holy water and cover himself with robe and not go naked before he does it? Maybe just bring out his something from his neck and do it. You think that's how they do it? No, they go naked and do what they have to do. No, they don't even know. They could sue whoever published that thing. They could sue that person and make a lot of money. So let us even watch what they do. The thing is, a lot of Nigerians are not broad in their thinking. I'm telling you, the day somebody will come and tell you, the day a pastor will come and tell you that he used to do different styles with his wife, you will freak out. You go and kill yourself. You go and kill that your man of God who is spirit filled is doing styles with his wife, different position with his wife. How can you do that, Pastor? How can you're a pastor now? Come on. What does the Bible say about making love? Is it even in the Bible? Can't you just pray and let the Holy Spirit? After all, Mary was pregnant by the Holy Spirit. Can't you pray and your wife will become pregnant? So, Pastor, do you fornicate also? Nigerians will kill me. tomorrow you see that the pastor was caught fornicating with his wife. That's a very serious one. Pastor was caught fornicating with his wife. Oh my God! Please let's grow bigger than this nonsense that we're doing. Nigeria, we're not a very young country anymore. Since 1960 till now, what are we 1960 till now? How many years is that, Seth? Until 2019. We don't old small though. Let's behave like our age. So secondly, let me talk about Temi Tobe says, yes, that is the reason why I do not share that video, because you can get sued for just cheap blackmail. Of course now. Of course so. When you share that video, it's black, people don't know it. If you come to my room and you go and record video of me and my wife making love, and you go and tell me, Chidi, give me money, I will sue you. I will tell you to release, I'll be praying for you to release that video. Then I will just make money to pay all my mortgage. From there, that time you know that I have things I need money for. Just let them pay. I think I should go and maybe I'll go and do that video. I'll just do that video and allow it to be on the net by mistake. Me and my wife will just be under the sheet. We'll just put camera and do it. Then let me see the food. I will share it. You just share it. I'll just get my lawyer to sue you. But the funny thing is that when I sue some people, I won't get any money because they don't have any money. So let's leave that aside. Let me read this other one. It says, what he did is not my business. Everybody has his or her own life to live. My question is, what about Omoyele Sowore, my president? And what about Omoyele Sowore, my president? What about him? What about Omoyele Sowore? Is that what we're going to go into now? You see, the annoying thing, let me tell you the annoying thing about Nigerians. You sit down on your dumb ass and you don't do nothing. People like Sowore, Omoyele Sowore, people like Nnamdi Kanu, people like a lot of Asari Dokubo, people like these activists, they risk their life. They challenge the government. They challenge the status quo. They try to mobilize people. What they are talking? Is it not true? When they say that there's so much violence in Nigeria, are they not talking the truth? When they say that there's injustice, are they not talking the truth? When they talk about bribery, when they talk about extrajudicial killing, when they talk about corruption, are they not saying the truth? When they say that people are taking your money to go and buy houses outside the country, are they not talking the truth? Why don't you just for once appreciate these people? But you're busy digging something, checking whether Omoyele Sowore hit 158 million, when that is just what party spent in one day. But he on a House of Representative campaign, they spent 100 and something million on a day's campaign. But Omoyele Sowore used 158 million to run a presidential campaign, and yet people can't even appreciate it. So it's Nnamdi Kanu was challenging the government, was fighting against it. He's an activist, he's whatever he is. If the government thinks what he's saying is wrong, just prove him wrong. Just prove him wrong. If he says it is a zoo country, show him by the things that you have done that it is not a zoo country. Honestly, just if he says that the way we live is like people living in a zoo, show him that he is wrong. Go and bring the beautiful buses that ply our routes. Let's not go and look inside those buses and see 20 people parked in a car that is meant for 5 because of the situation in our country. When it says that we are living like animals, then go and prove it wrong that when rice fell inside the gutter, that people were not going there to carry those things out of the gutter. What was it that they destroyed? Chicken. That when they destroyed chicken that was rotten, that people didn't go inside those places and they were carrying those chicken out. Who does that? Only dogs do that. But Nigerians were eating rotten chicken because people are hungry, because our country is hopeless. So what are you talking about? These guys are telling you the truth. We are the ones that are not doing what we're supposed to do. We are the ones should embrace the revolution that these young people are preaching. Very soon they will not be in the scene anymore. Very soon they will not be this active anymore. Age will catch up with them. Very soon you will not. Right from the days of Kensaro, people have been doing what they're supposed to do. You should be asking yourself, what have you done? What have you done to change the narrative? What have you done to empower young people? What have you done to speak against the ills that is happening in our society? Don't you see it? Don't you hear it? Don't you see policemen killing people every day? Didn't you hear about the doctor that was shot, that was stabbed or whatever, attacked, and then he crawled to the emergency and he couldn't be saved? Did you not see the airport, were burning and they were praying for God to come and quench the fire, and fire service was not even on hand, and when they came with that thing that I'm not sure that there was water in it. Didn't you see when the minister was inspecting the fire? Are you not in Nigeria? Don't you see that there's no light? Don't you see children going to school sitting on the floor? Are you not seeing what is happening? What do you mean? You're busy telling me about Shore and Kanu and all. They're trying. Should be praising. You should be giving them money, self. The people that carry your money and steal your money and don't build your roads, don't build your hospital, don't build your schools. You don't talk about them. You don't talk about them. You're busy talking about the people who are trying even. You should not be talking about them at all. Somebody says, it's good, Sha, but the advice here is to be mindful of how we use our phones and systems. Thanks, Honorable Chidi. I always wish you the best. Thank you so much, Shegun. Terry D. Boy says, what Omoyele Oshore says in 2019 is what our chief leaders are saying right now, but too late for them because we are taking our country. Of course! When Shore came and talked about cannabis, Igbo, I am a reverend minister. I'm a born-again Christian child of God. I just put that by the side, if that means anything to you before I say this. When Shore was talking about Igbo cannabis, people said, oh, no wonder he talks like that. He's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. People did not understand what he was talking about. But Coca-Cola company, you think he was talking about the Igbo that you just smoke? No, he was talking about the cannabis plant. The economic value of the plant, where our own is more potent than the one that they grow in temperate regions. Our own was more potent than, if these people are legalizing it, why don't we cash in on it and make billions out of it? When we finish the election, when AAC, after the whole thing, we are now seeing politicians inviting Canadians. There was a picture of a politician. I said, these people, God will not let you now. Anyway, let me not talk. The same thing you accuse Showore of, you are now going to invite foreigners to come and invest in that business in Nigeria. Shame on you. Shame on you people. Anyway, like you said, we are taking our country back. All the things that Showore talked about, you are now doing it. It says in artist that sang Ijoba for the campaign respect. Oh, is that you, Shegun? Thank you so much, my brother. You see, you did your own part. That's what I like. That's what I like. I like when all of us do what we're supposed to do, and then we all get to where we're getting to. Anyways, brings me to the last topic I want to talk about. I want to touch about because every time we talk about Nnamdi Kanu, a lot of people who are not Igbos, they just get animated. People, anywhere you talk about Nnamdi, you see people come and say, that stupid boy, that Igbo boy. Igbo people are just, Igbo people are spoiling our country. See now, no be Igbo people go for this place, go do this one, do that one. They go and they steal, they do drugs. Igbo people, they do 419, bring fake goods. And then somebody on the other side says, oh, see, Yoruba people, it's Yoruba people. Yoruba people, they are lazy. Yoruba people are this, Yoruba people are that. And some other person on his own side say, see, it's Hausa people. Not even Hausa people, Aboki people. Say it's Aboki people. All those Aboki them. The number one thing they forget is that it's not only Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo that are in Nigeria. There are TV people. There are Idoma people. There are Ijo people. There's Ishekiri people. There is Ibira people. There is so many people. All there's Asian people. There is Bini people. There is so many people around around the world, around the country, that are not even part of this equation. So it is our small-mindedness that makes us just keep revolving around. If you hear them talk about an Igbo person, hey, you're Yoruba person, your ear will come up. Hausa person, your ear will come up. You just go and pieces that person. You're an Igbo person, they talk about the Yoruba person, you bring out all your arsenals. But let me zoom in on Lagos State, because this thing keeps coming up all the time, and I'm amazed at the ignorance from a lot of people concerning Lagos State. I think a lot of people have forgotten the fact that Lagos used to be the capital of Nigeria. Lagos used to be the official capital of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What it meant was that no matter which state of Nigeria you were from, Lagos was our common property. That was a place where you could go to and expect to be respected as a Nigerian. Everything that was happening in Lagos, you felt you were a part of it. You owned it. The National Stadium became our Nigerian National Stadium. That was what Lagos was. You had to go to Lagos as a young man. The headquarters of every bank was in Lagos. Everything was in Lagos. Lagos was the place to go to live. We all went to holiday in Lagos. We went to do our attachments. I was a student of University of Nigeria, Department of Architecture. But I had to go to Lagos because that was the big city. That was the capital of Nigeria. So now you have people of Igbo extraction. You have people from northern Nigeria, Hausas, people from Plateau, from Jos. You have people coming in from all over Nigeria to Lagos. That was the place you had to go. After a while, the federal government now came up with the idea of Abuja. So they created a new federal capital territory. And now Lagos ceased to be the capital of Nigeria. And so now everybody was forced. I remember that time. It was Babangida. They forced everybody to go to Abuja. Everybody had to move to Abuja. Every civil servant. It was horrible. There were no houses for them. Go and ask your parents who were part of that move to Abuja. They will tell you what the experience were. So now that the seat of power has left Lagos, it is not possible for you to physically uproot the things that have already started happening in Lagos. So why am I saying this? It is important that people understand this. It is important that the person who claims that everybody should leave Lagos for us, Lagos belongs to us, you need to understand that all those years when Lagos was the capital of Nigeria, all those other Nigerians that came there, invested, established their families, had their children, all their children grew up, they're speaking Yoruba, they came to love Lagos because the main language in Lagos was Yoruba language. Just like in Abuja right now, the native language is Gwari, but it's not even spoken by everybody. The main language that people want to speak in Abuja is Hausa language. So tomorrow now, if the government decides to move the capital of Nigeria from Abuja to Enugu, all the people who are speaking Hausa, all the people who think that they are northern Nigeria and that Abuja is northern Nigeria or middle belt, as the case may be, they will now tell all of us to leave Abuja, that Abuja belongs to us. All of you go home. Do you see that? And then we will forget when all of us that when we came to Abuja, Abuja was a no man's land. It was all of us that came to Abuja and developed Abuja. You forget that. You forget that it is not the northerners that developed Abuja, it was all of us. Lagos would not have been what it is today if all Nigerians didn't come back to Lagos and put in everything. You guys, you know the story now. I remember those days when my uncle bought a land in a swamp. I was like, are you crazy? We came there, it was water. It was water. They used stick to mark the edges of the... I said, uncle, are you crazy? You're not buying land now, you're buying water. But go back to that place right now. Beyond his house, there is a road. Beyond that road, there are other streets that have been created in that water. That's how people came to Lagos and poured sand. It wasn't the government that did that. It was human beings, people, fellow citizens that built Lagos and made it what it became. So we should be mindful when we are telling people, go away from Lagos. It doesn't belong to you. I know that there are indigenous people of Lagos State. I don't know the history. I'm not even going into that. But let us talk with some reasoning. Let us talk with some understanding when we talk about these things. And like I was saying, are you trying to tell me now that if they move the capital of Nigeria to Enugu and everybody comes to Enugu, or let me not talk about Enugu because Enugu is already developed. They move the capital to one remote side, somewhere in Igbira land. I don't know why I'm using Igbira today. Or just move it to some part of Kaduna, or even because it's already been in the north. Let's come down to the east. They move it to one place that is underdeveloped in eastern Nigeria. And we all are forced to go there. Why won't you go there? Because all the foreign embassies will have to have their offices there. All the big banks must have their offices there. So the place will just explode and become developed. Then tomorrow, when they move it again, everybody will, all the Igbo people and all the Easterners, tell everybody, go home, all of you go home. Don't you know that in every part of Nigeria, there are different tribes in that place? Anyways, I've talked about it. I wanted to talk about it. I hope I've made a little sense. Okay? When you are living in a place, for those other tribes that are living in Lagos, you need to understand that there are people who also are indigenous of that place. Okay, so when you live there, you have to act as though that place is no longer the capital of Nigeria. Lagos is no longer the capital of Nigeria. Lagos has become Lagos State. So when you live there, you must also act like somebody who is living, even though the laws of the land has given you a right as a Nigerian to live it's a bit complicated when you think about it. The laws of the land has allowed every Nigerian to live and exist in every part of Nigeria without fear of intimidation. So anybody from wherever you are, you can come. A Zamfara man can come to Enugu and buy land and build. He is protected under the laws of the land. That is why it becomes complicated. When if I go there now, people will want to stone me. But there are people who they want to live in your part of the land, in the part of your state, and you don't want them to live there. But your own brothers are also living in their own part. Because you know how your brothers travel all over the place. You know what I'm talking. Put one and one together, and you get my drift. So let us not just act like things are very very simple. Things are a bit complicated. So it asks and it begs for us to think a little bit better than we are thinking right now. I think the way we think now is a little bit not too smart. Okay, things are not. We think, especially the Nigerian youth, the young ones. We think so myopic. We are too simple. We think like simpletons. That's what they call it. We're so simple-minded. Somebody gets up today and just says, "Oh, this person did this." All of us go to Facebook, go to Twitter, go to Instagram, and we just begin to share it and just engage in it in a manner that is not intelligent. If somebody says something, analyze it, check it out, okay, and let us think like we own this country, and let us begin to make efforts to take our country back. Back to the reason why we started doing this video. So let me end by telling us that my opinion is that the Kanu sex tape was highly uncalled for, and that the young man did not do anything wrong in that video, and that video is his private property, and whoever leaked that video is a moron, and I don't know what the person hoped to achieve. And then they should be careful so that they don't get sued. And if you're sharing the video, better be careful too. And I hope you have authority to share the video. Like I also said before, I admire Nnamdi Kanu. I don't agree with all his methods, but if there were like uh, five five more of Nnamdi Kanu, Omoyele Sowore, and people like him, we would have taken our country back by now. Okay, that is my stand, and that is what I believe in, and that's the way I see it. You have before you break my head, before you cuss me out, I want you to know that Facebook is free. YouTube is free. You can also put on there's a camera now on your phone, and just turn the camera and make your own video. All right. My name is Chidi Wanyanwu, and then on behalf of Erica and the Worship Media crew, I want to thank all of you. Please, if you have not subscribed to us on those of you here, that's the YouTube people, make sure you click on that subscription button. Make sure you click on the bell, the notification button, so that we will always notify you when there's a new video. And for those of you on Facebook, please always drop us a comment, and drop us a comment too on YouTube, and let us know how we're doing, and let us know what you want to see us touch again as we bring you more and more interesting video content. Thank you so much. Shegun says, and you too boost the economy of Enugu. And you too to boost the economy. Yes, yes, yes. We'll talk about that later. Thank you so much, guys. From Toronto, Canada, I am out.